ICE is gonna kick me out. 90-Day Fiancé's Jasmine reveals new terrifying immigration update. Let's check out exactly what this article has to say. So it begins here saying that Jasmine recently opened up about her immigration status in the United States and a potential deportation scare. She married Gino in June 2023, and just a few months later, they sought marriage counseling to address their intimacy issues. Eventually, Gino and Jasmine agreed to explore open marriage, but she unexpectedly became pregnant with her friend Matt and gave birth to her third child in the United States. Jasmine also obtained a green card and is now set to return for 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After Season 9 with Gino. Now, before we proceed, let's just go back to some of the things that were said here. First and foremost, once Gino and Jasmine got married, what happened? Their intimacy issues grew, which really and truly we always knew was going to be a big, massive issue. So them proceeding to get married never made any sense, first and foremost. And then also on top of that, when it came to them agreeing to the open marriage, everybody knew that it was always going to be a disaster. Hell, even Gino knew, but Gino gave us this ridiculous thing about how he was trying to do whatever he could do to save a marriage that even he didn't want to be a part of. I mean, let's be real, come on now. Because if he did, then he would have tried the intimacy route, but he really didn't. He did everything possible to avoid it. Let's just call it what it is. And then for Jasmine to unexpectedly get pregnant with Matt, I mean, come on, folks. Come on, folks. Some of us believe that it was not unexpected, and some of us believe that it was expected. I mean, listen, you let me know your thoughts. But with that being said, we'll proceed to the next part itself in particular, where it says Jasmine has been living in the United States for over 2 years, but her life as an immigrant may not be as stress-free as many might have imagined. In a TikTok live, which was later reposted by the reality TV mess, Jasmine discussed her experiences in the United States. She mentioned living in a constant state of anxiety, nervousness, and fear that ICE, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, was gonna come and kick her out of the country. Jasmine didn't provide specific details about the reasons for her fears. I mean, to be honest with you, right now, yeah, but we'll see. I won't say anything too soon. However, she made it clear that she constantly felt stressed and worried about her being sent back to Panama by ICE. Despite this fear, she tried to stay positive by smiling during the live stream, or the live session, shall I say. Many fans in the comments seemed unsympathetic towards Jasmine's situation. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about one, why would people be unsympathetic? If I was to take a wild guess, it's simply because, well, Jasmine has failed to get people to like her for simple reasons. But let me talk about what I believe is the main reason, or at least should be the main reason. It's due to the fact that she neglected her children. Now, when I say neglected children, I don't mean by leaving them in Panama while she moved to the States. No. I'm talking about her not pushing hard enough for her kids to come with her. Because throughout the time her and Gino were together, all we ever heard about was how Jasmine wanted money for rent, Jasmine wanted money for her butt, Jasmine wanted money for multiple things. That's what we heard about the most. We never really heard about her wanting the kids there until the very last minute. And that's something that definitely raised eyebrows. For example, in this current season of season 11 of 90 Day Fiancé, we have got Mark and Mina. We have seen recently that Mina, that woman was crying on the wedding day, saying that she did not want to get married unless her son was going to be there. In fact, she spent most of the season talking about how she wanted her son Clayton to be here before the wedding so he could be there for the wedding, okay? So we knew that this is a mother that is definitely understands that her children are her world, and they mean more than anything else. The matter of fact is, Jasmine can go out here and ask for money and get all these things done to her appearance, but at the end of the day, you get all these things done to your face, but then on your dying breath, how does any of that stuff even matter? No, they don't. But you know what does matter on our dying breath? The memory that we leave our children. The matter of the fact is, at this moment in time, until she's able to, if she is actively, and if she ever will be able to get her kids to the United States, she'll be living on her last dying breath of her kids saying, our mother abandoned us. Some of us may see this as a strong thing that I'm saying it, but I'm calling it as what it is. She prioritized her self-image, her self-rent, rather than trying to prioritize getting her kids to the United States and making sure Gino put them on that freaking visa. But she didn't push him hard enough. She didn't even nag at him. Do you see what I'm saying? End of the day, your kids, your responsibility mostly. Do you see what I'm saying? Doesn't excuse Gino, but she is the mother. Let's just call it what it is. And let's be real, it's not like she was a good partner to Gino anyway, or no one was equal to her. So the fact that she even trusted Gino with this responsibility is actually crazy. The amount of time that she complained about how Gino wouldn't hire a real lawyer, the amount of time she complained about how Gino was maybe taking too long with the whole process of the visa, but throughout that whole time, how many times did she complain about her kids being a part of it? Hell, I didn't hear her talk about the kids being a part of it until she actually came to America, to be honest with you. You know when she first came to America and then they went and saw the lawyer and then they started talking about it? That was the first time I remembered actually even mentioning it, to be honest with you. Really, really bad type situation. So really and truly, people aren't going to, yeah. Now also when it comes to her not providing specific details, well, definitely have my thoughts on that. But why do you think that Jasmine was not, providing specific details at this moment in time? Okay. And also give me your reasons of why you feel like people also would not be sympathetic towards Jasmine. Now, it continues here by saying, what's Jasmine's immigration battle in the US means? Jasmine didn't disclose the reason for her concerns related to ICE, but there are several reasons why she may be feeling stressed and uncertain about her future in the United States. It appears that the main cause of Jasmine's worries is the fact that her relationship with Gino, who had sponsored her K-1 visa, didn't work out. If she obtained a conditional green card, she would likely have to reapply to have those conditions removed. However, she might need Gino to be present for this process, which isn't possible since they separated on bad terms. And trust me, Gino ain't never coming back to help her. I mean, if he does, the man's more of a clown than we already know him to be. The woman literally got pregnant with somebody else, buddy, while you was begging her for a kid for a couple of seasons or episodes or whatever it was. Nonetheless, though, Jasmine may also be worried that Gino may try to deport her. Although he hasn't mentioned anything about it, she may be concerned that ICE would deport her on suspicion of committing marriage-based fraud, especially if Gino reported it as such in court. Perhaps Jasmine may simply be worried because she doesn't fully understand the United States legal system. She may not be aware of her full rights as a green card holder and is afraid that ICE may deport her from the country in the future. Now, here's the thing. I've been wondering why we haven't heard anything about divorce talk when it comes to Jasmine and Gino. That's something that has definitely, got me thinking quite a bit. And I said to myself at first, maybe it's coming at some point because Gino's maybe he's bringing in as much evidence as possible to go up against Jasmine and to also then potentially try and get her deported. But then it hit me. And it only hit me the other day when they announced that these two are returning for another freaking season. And this is my humble opinion. Let me know your thoughts, please, my lovely peoples. But the way I look at it is because they knew they were back for another season, it wouldn't have made sense for him or her to go for a divorce process at this moment in time purely because they were back for a season called Happily Ever After. You can't be in Happily Ever After if you're going through a divorce situation. So there's a chance that maybe one, they are going through a divorce situation, but they've been told to keep it quiet because of the contract, or they're not doing it yet because they're waiting for them to finish this season first. And then once this season is over, that's when we'll start to hear about divorce conversations. And then that's when we hear about whether or not Gino is trying to get her deported or not. But as of right now, I do generally believe the reason why divorce is not happening is purely because they're scheduled to be back on for another season. And doing that will be breaking their NDA because really and truly when it came to Michael and Angela didn't really speak up, nor did Michael speak up until after they had finished appearing on their last season of 90 Day Fiancé, ironically Happily Ever After as well. Can you imagine, which Gino and Jasmine was also a part of as well. So there is that aspect of in particular. Now, it says here, while it's easy to speculate why Jasmine is concerned, it is possible that she brought up the deportation topic to spark controversy. Over the months, Jasmine has made several posts teasing fans. The fact that she smiled while discussing her fears related to deportation suggests that she may not be as worried as she claimed. However, if Jasmine is genuinely concerned about her status in the United States, she should consult with a lawyer to discuss it. Right, let's talk about that. We know that Jasmine has got a lawyer anyway. We also know that she's got a lawyer that she claims to be helping her to bring her children to the United States. So with that being said, that means Jasmine clearly knows the law and clearly understands it. So for me personally, I think that she was on live literally trying to create something that was going to give her some form of sympathy. But it backfired. People didn't give a damn. And that's why she was like, oh, this isn't working, and probably continue smiling because she was like, well, that's not going to work. So I think personally, she was out there to gain sympathy from the public, and it just didn't work out. And right now, there is no fear of her being deported, because there couldn't be, because she's a part of a new season and we haven't heard anything about divorce. So why would deportation be a conversation right now? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it was more of a ploy for that. But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.